All right, y'all. Let's get started. Let me turn this thing. Zach, you need it?
No, I'm good.
I think get hot. You need paper?
No, I'm all good.
Yeah, me too. Okay. We're gonna spend at least a third of class recapping again because it still seemed like there was a fair amount of struggling last class. So from the pipe to knee cut pass to the failed knee cut pass, arm and guillotine to the arm and guillotine escape. Any specific one of those first before I just dive in? Any specific one of those that anyone feels they would like extra attention on? What's up, B?
Failed the knee cut pass.
Failed knee cut pass?
Yeah, knee cut pass.
Failed knee cut pass or the arm and guillotine?
The knee cut pass. Just get in and get to it.
Or the failed knee cut pass arm and guillotine.
Okay. So everybody feels okay with running the pipe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who feels good enough to show it? Anyway.
That's right.
Yeah.
Get this. Are you here? Oh no, like you have like this. And then you get it. Then you get it. Step away from here. Same. You did.
All right, yeah, let's get. We gotta get a little bass in his voice. That's gonna make it perfect. Yeah, let's get that. All right. Any the knee cut pass army. Anyone want to show the arm and guillotine escape? Let's see the early stage one.
I need to be on your end, right?
Hmm?
I need to be on his end, right?
Well, he's doing the escape.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have
You're
him.
doing the escape.
Yeah, he's gonna show the escape.
The
So go ahead and do it.
early escape?
Yeah,
Let's jump it over.
No,
clubbing.
yeah, it's the clubbing.
Were you here for that one?
Yeah.
Good.
Here's there. There.
All right. You do the late stage escape.
The rolling over. Yeah.
Show that one to me. Do it again. Yeah. All right. All right. So I'm gonna clean up just a couple of things about both of those, and then we're gonna spend the most time on the knee cut. That was good, by the way. I'm not saying.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to.
Yeah, no, it was good.
So much energy. I just went over with him.
No, it's great, and it's a lot more realistic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna click a couple things on those, and then we're gonna spend a little bit of time on the knee cut, since that's what everyone seemed to want more information on, and then we're gonna go through the whole flow. Because by the end of the class, I'm hoping everybody feels comfortable with that flow we were trying to do last class, all the way to the escape. So on this run the pipe, everything looked good. I just want to make sure we're remembering our fundamentals of rear hand reach and then 2 points of contact. However that happens, doesn't matter, but always protect the lead leg. And now 2 points of contact. When we transition to that bicep tie, the double inside tie, just making sure that we have our head in the right position. I want to make sure that we emphasize that detail. I don't want us to do this. I want to make sure that my forehead drops to the chest so that I can still drive it. All right, from here, Nicholas is completely correct here. If I want to attack the leg, I'm on move this forward, my inside leg, and drop my head so that my shoulder collapses on this hip here, right? So I'm gonna take a step and dump him right there. That's run the pipe. On the escape, the only thing I wanted to clean up that I noticed is on the on the early stage escape. Let's do this time. The early stage escape, we did it right, but I do want to make sure that we have one detail here, and that as I come up, I get off my knees, as I club, and I round the corner, and until my knee gets inside the hip here, I don't want to remove my hand. And then when my knee is actually reached to where it can replace my hand, now it's safe to get my hand out of there and start on the inside or grip by whatever I need to do. But I want to make sure we don't rush getting our hand out of there. And then on the late stage one, everybody knows son. All right, on the late stage, so let's get out here just a little bit. Can't go out of the shot last class. I'm trying to make sure. All right, on the late stage one here, go ahead. I want to emphasize push the knee, and then we're going to commit over our shoulder. Right here, I want to emphasize this. Make sure we're still tracking the knee here. We're not just going straight to the grip fight. If I can track the knee here, it's much better because I can anticipate and track him better if his intentions are to roll up, kind of what y'all did in your scramble. I can track that much better, and I can even slow it down just a little bit, right? So I would prefer to emphasize this, and then when I actually have one of my hands in play with the grip fight, then start working the other one in. That makes sense. It's exactly what happened. He went straight 2-on-1, and he just rolled up. You could have tracked it a little bit better if you had your hand on the knee still. But otherwise, it was great. Any questions on any of that stuff? All right. Do you want to drill that, or do you want to go over the knee cut and then do the whole thing?
Knee cut the whole thing.
Knee cut the whole thing. Beat. How you feel? What's that?
Whatever they're doing.
All right. Knee cut. So let's just 90 degrees here. All right. So we step in, start our knee cut pass. Remember, anytime with a knee cut, if he doesn't have the knee shield because we just beat it, timing, whatever, we can get the knee cut and never have to deal with the knee shield if he doesn't give it to us. But the one thing we have to have for the knee cut is always the far side underhook. Well, I don't want to just go for grabbing his head here. He's just going to take my back. All right. So definitely emphasize underhook. Then as I cut through, once I get to the point, sorry, try me nice. Once I get to the point where I just need to free my foot, I don't want to like step up and all this. All I want to do, I want to make sure my head is always committed on the shoulder, like the whole time that I'm cutting through. So I did that kind of badly. Like as I'm cutting through, I'm already crashing the shoulder. Right? I don't want him coming up and getting his own underhook. That's his escape. So I want to be keeping this shoulder pinned to the mat. Now I get to this position where I have my underhook. I've got my head in the right position. I just need to free my foot. I don't want to do this. All right. What I want to do is keep all this pressure I have, point my knee, and then slide it out. See how I never leave his body here? Then I can walk backwards to an established side. Okay. So one more time. Assuming he doesn't get the knee shield, we just blow on through. Underhook, as I'm sliding through, my head commits to the far shoulder. Then once I get my knee through, and I just need to get my foot out, I'm not going to lift my hips to take my weight off of him. I'm going to keep everything the same here. Keep driving my head down towards the mat with his far shoulder, point my knee, and then slide out. Now, without leaving him, I walk my hips back and towards him. All right, any questions on that? Now, the knee shield specifically. Okay, let's review that again. Okay, so now with the knee shield. So more times than not, you might encounter the knee shield. And remember, blowing through this or trying to just blow through this is probably mostly a waste of energy, right? He's got a pretty good frame here. He's well protected with his elbow. Like I'm gonna have to fight this and all this time he's able to off balance me with this if I start getting off base trying to really dig for this underhook. So I want to deal with this smartly. So instead, we're gonna cut the knee. All right. Remember, as we pull, kind of circle our hips back up, like imagine I'm here. When I pull up, when I say circle, I literally mean I'm kind of circling this foot up. All right. So when I try to make his knees point north, I'm pulling, I'm circling up, and I'm immediately looking for the inside of that hip. All right. Then from here, once I have my elbow established here to kind of block him and slow down that high leg that he wants to do, I now need to get my head down to reinforce this because this isn't enough. So I'm going to get my head down so that my shoulder's in the right position. Now it's going to be pretty difficult for him to high leg, or if he tries to clamp his knee inside, it's not really going to work. My whole body's there. Now I can start my pass again, and I'm committing to the bar shoulder just like before. I'm looking for that underhook, committing through. Now I just need to bring my foot, same thing as before. Point the knee out, slide through. Never take any of this off. Walk back. Ready? One more time. Okay. We start our knee cut against his knee shield. I'm looking to cup the knee, pull him up as I come up. I'm looking for the inside of this hip, right? And I don't want to be on the belly. See, I have to kind of correct myself right there. I want to be back here in the hip bone. My elbow is inside the quad here, and then I've got to commit my head down to reinforce that with my shoulder. Next, I can start cutting again. With my head to the far shoulder. Cut, cut, cut. Hit my underhook. Now I just need to bring my foot, point my knee, slide through, walk backwards. Questions? Anybody want to see any of that again? Knee cut, arm guillotine defense, or the run the pipe?
Do the arm guillotine one time.
The defense or the attack? Let's save the attack for a second.
Yeah.
And let's save the defense. Let's real quick. Let's go do. Let's just do a few minutes of run the pipe knee cut. Run the pipe knee cut. All right. Let's not worry about the arm guillotine yet or the defense. Then we'll do that. Then we'll put it all together. And if we have time, I'll give you one new thing tonight. Because everything we're doing right now is all stuff we've done over the past like 2 or 3 classes, just reviewing. So, do you have any questions? Do you see anything? You're good. All right, cool. 1, 2, 3.
I was paying attention as you were doing it. Trying to note everything as you were doing it.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I want to make sure we're getting this. If anybody's getting bored, just stuck into it for a little bit. Let's just see if I can. You know why you went down?
Well, I did.
Yeah. You had your head on the outside. Right. So you're kind of in your own way instead of being able to put your head down on the inside. Right. So that's why you kind of fell over.
One thing, if you already beat them, or if you already beat them, I guess you would.
Yeah, I do.
We'll get it done if I have an issue.
It's really good stuff. I was just trying to figure out what time.
Making sure.
Okay.
What was that, Asia?
Yeah.
She's doing it.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Or the challenge.
The challenge.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I thought about it.
one. I'm picking on myself.
Like 8 people.
Oh, can you look before? You look at all of them.
Right now, he's up here.
Oh, wait,
Let's see if they get some.
I mean. What are your specific? All you need should kind of drive me back. Good. Now walk backwards.
Ouch. Just realized what you said. It's like hitting a hitch. Use that one.
Issue. Then got issue.
I don't usually use it.
You know, use the issue would be that.
I know, but it's too late right now.
This is the one that up here. It's down there. Back there.
Sure. She, that's it.
Oh, yeah. It's good.
I'll be here about Saturday. It might rain about 2 months.
Doesn't sound like.
Yeah, see, I beat the knee show. Yep. But hey, look, we don't have right now. Don't have. Now, it didn't. Sorry for that. Still be go for it, but no. Yeah, it's under her. If you guys do that, expect a hectic fridge with that under that. You'll need that.
If he does kind of get the move.
Well,
whichever, are you like dominant, which side are you dominant?
So my left front forward. So like,
So if I was like, which side are you dominant? So if I'm here.
no, this is usually the way I do it.
And I have
Yeah.
the issue with what you- You should get.
Heck.
Good enough.
Again, so that's inside the hip, we're in hip position now. Straight, can't highlight, try to highlight. Yep. Now we're gonna start knee cut, pass the head to the other side as you knee cut, underhook, yeah,
I'm doing that.
backwards. Yeah, we're much better now.
Sorry about that. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could have drove in the back.
I'm going the wrong direction.
Okay.
Oh, it's not. Oh, I messed up. Yeah, after enough reps. First I got the direction right. I could not get that for an hour though.
You're kind of on his leg and you're getting the takedown.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a lot cleaner. Look, now this is. You're doing this.
I really want to finish that's taking my shoulder. Yeah.
I'm trying to do it on the left
Is it
side.
easy to get guillotine from this today? It's easy to get guillotine.
Yeah, you have a little sometimes. So you have to see. Also, if your head's.
That one to take down at the last one. Yeah.
Down here.
Yeah, see, I shot too high on the grass. She got me in it, but I was able to slip out when I got her down the ground. Thank God, because that would have sucked. That was like 10 seconds.
Here, and then I'm trying to take my head.
Yeah. I don't use case.
Things down to where I could get into and it's somebody.
I'm also doing it to my left when I used to do it to my right. And if I did it to my right, it's like.
Yeah, you didn't get it. Like before you went there, right? Go back to the good inside of it now. Right? Now we want our elbows active. Right? Yeah, pilot.
Having no control on this side.
Yeah. So now, where we want our shoulder.
Does that hurt?
Nah, you're good. Face out here, don't feel so awkward. This leg is still. You don't feel safe about that. Right?
Yeah, still more pumps that were on the right.
That's more of the idea. We don't want to high legging, just being able to plant his leg down too. Ways
Really, really hard.
Just put your, you're waiting for my, see how you got right there. Wait, you just do it.
And then I get kicked.
Yeah, and then you just make you.
You know, one of my,
Yeah,
you know, it's like all kind of premature.
that's how you hold on. It is. With the hell.
You know,
I do that.
you know, keep them that way, and keep like. It's like, because if you let go of it, watch it. Like, what I get is you. It's like.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
Yeah, you keep it up there, you can play, sleep. Anything to that happened to Rob?
Oh, yeah. His jaw.
Same thing.
That was wild.
Yeah, it was, I got that. Tell it, it was a Bob and Watch.
Yeah. That's where I'm missing.
Okay, yeah, you're trying to cut to the other side now.
Hold on, what?
You originally tried cutting the other, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, we
I'm
felt some.
getting messed up.
Yeah, so right here. You start cutting, he has his knee shield. When I do it slow, like when I raise back up, when I pull, this leg is still the inside leg, right?
Back, put a whole lot of space.
I'm just looking for this to block that knee shield from coming back as I recut.
Oh, I'm completely swamping.
Yeah, because we follow, we
Yeah.
normally follow.
Come on.
You're sleeping.
If we want a kneecap, we're gonna want, like, I'm gonna need that left one and have my rest and decide it's gonna face out. What you're doing is actually bringing. Go down for a second. Yeah, actually, yeah, here you go. And you're starting the knee cut, and then when you come back up, you're doing
So yeah, that's what it is. Back up.
Well, I mean, you can, but expect.
It's a lot of work there. though.
Expect the knee shield again on the other side,
Okay.
because now the whole reason we cut in the first place was to be able to just make the knee shield with that wall. So cut it.
I knew something was wrong.
Start down here.
No, I didn't see that whole way.
Y'all feel okay?
Oh,
I don't want to do that. I don't want to, sir. Swear to
Why
nothing.
is it-
Well, Paul.
A lot of people have some good manners. Yeah, I'm just like, you want to be here?
wait, I never.
Now, we just go through. All you have to do is serve.
I only served it a little bit swallowed by retards.
Are you? Yeah, yeah, like that's.
Once you take it down.
You're just going on the west.
This was kind of be right here. Side.
Like I said, you get better outside.
Yeah. That was way off.
Use this brush. And I did once I wrote. Let me show you the bunch of work.
Should. Yeah. So we're here. And then it gets step right here. Reading that. Step.
You're good.
Head right to position. Get a split.
You're doing what I did.
Next. Step.
Yeah.
Exactly. You got to stay on this side.
Let's split out.
You're doing exactly.
Start this time to break this leg.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you if that's more.
That's exactly.
You're going to draw the other way. Like,
Yeah, we reach.
I felt like you would stop it.
That's where-
Yeah, it does.
Good.
or just like it's like that way.
When I reach, my everything is okay. It's like here, and then I'm gonna drop. It's all happening in one push. Step in.
It's.
Big step to the outside. Right? Three things. Elevate, or step, reach, and working.
He's so tired. Chicken.
Watch it, man. All right. It feels like they still need a few more reps of this. Anybody, please be honest. Okay, cool. Hey, do a few more.
Still got?
Yeah. Look at the other front door. Don't really get to the side. We're actually using our heads.
That's my one part that I don't get down is with my head on the shoulder, grab the cross.
Okay, so what if they are laying in like this? So I just need to step.
Your legs are inside, so you can pass right. Right?
So
Makes sense?
pull it this way.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna need to pull it, right? Like for this, if I'm gonna pass right, this is gonna be his incut leg, right? So if we landed like this, then I can already be owning the space as I'm cutting. So like try to knee cut as I pass. I can already be owning the space. Right, I can skip the whole knee. I can also skip the whole knee shoulder.
They're on the inside, the swap that
I have this on.
Well, swap sides. I mean,
from what else?
where you just go in the other way. Do you like pass left?
I have
Like pass right? Yeah. No, I'm just saying like.
I like side of you.
If you, I'm just saying, if you land like this, if my right foot is inside, right? Then since I just dumped, right? Then if I'm knee cut, I'm gonna take my right foot this way, opposite leg, right? So I can immediately control, and then I can immediately start to cut and control the space with my head down, to go ahead and not have to deal with the knees off. You might get it in, that's fine. Now we'll play the cup game. Come back up, and then we'll go back down. But for a knee cut, any knee cut, if this puts the one on the inside, I'm gonna left, right foot going left. That's what we're looking at. This is gonna be my base out, like my base foot, base out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you got it. I do not want to get that up.
Maybe.
You get stabbed. Instantly, like, no.
to keep going for there. So. All right, y'all check this out. We're gonna do more of that because we're gonna put it together with the back half of the flow anyway. So if you still feel like you need more, you're gonna get 20 more. But real quick, let's say I dump Chad right here. Take my step out, I circle out, and I drop my head right here. My foot, which foot's on the inside? Left, right? For knee cut, if I'm the inside foot, if it's my left leg, I'm always cutting to the far leg, right? We do have what we used to call a cut in here was actually same side. I'm not gonna confuse y'all with that right now, right? But if this one is on the inside, my left foot, then I'm going to cut to the right. Okay, because I need this foot out here, the outside foot to base out, to be able to have a good base as I drive into him. So keep that in mind. If I land left foot in, left foot in, then I'm gonna pass to his left foot or my right, right? Split. If I land right foot in, then I'm gonna pass to my left or his right foot, right? Opposite side. Also related to that, if I got him here, if we just landed like this, right? I just took him down. This is gonna be his knee shield leg, right? Because I'm gonna be passing this way if I'm knee fitting. I can go ahead and start to own this space and possibly beat him to the punch there and not even have to deal with the whole knee shield. If, as I start cutting, I just took him down, right? We just landed here. I immediately look for the inside of that hip. I'm immediately tracking this knee. I'm immediately cutting my knee as I change walls of my head. See how my shoulder just met his knee? Put the wall there as I went ahead and went down. Start committing my head. Start sliding here. He's not going to get a knee shield now, right? Keep that in mind. Like, we can skip steps. Like if he lands like this and his knees are already super far apart, I can just slow him down. I can track this as I start to cut, and I can go ahead and knead in there. Okay. I'm not gonna, does that make sense? Does that not make sense to anybody? Yes. Okay. Play with that. Let's move on to the back half of the flow so we can put it all together. So, we start the pass, right? I start coming through, but something happens. He gets this underhook, right? The first thing I got to make sure he can't do is build height like he's trying to right now. Because look, as he builds height, go ahead. We either get my back taken, or if I whizzer, we're in what we call dogfight position, which is going to be a lot more of a scramble. And it also, just a little rule of thumb here, for most scrambles in jiu-jitsu, generally whoever has their hips higher is the one that's going to win. So always be trying to get your hips higher than their hips. All right, so right here I'm up because I'm going to have way more driving power, and gravity's now more on my side. All right, so back down. He gets his underhook. I can't let him start building height. So if I can, I'm going to whizzer him and start to drive down to start keeping him from getting any higher. If I can't get the whizzer because he's got a really deep underhook, it's fine. I'm going to put my hand on the mat and I'm going to take my head towards the mat to just drive him down. This is only going to slow him down. It's not going to keep him down. But at the same time, I've shifted my head. I'm also reaching for my chin strap, my guillotine. And for me to really get this, I've got to really commit to it. So I got to realize he's coming out. I'm just going to go ahead and go with it. All right. So as he's coming up, I'm committing this shoulder to the mat. Go ahead. And I'm meeting him already. So he's falling into the trap. All right. And then I'm going to bring my knees to my chest. And I'm going to go hips up. I'm going to take my elbow to my pocket. Okay. We've been doing this army guillotine for like 3 weeks now. So if you still feel like you're struggling with it, like just ask on the side. Like I'll be walking around. Just ask me. But at this point, I think most of you probably feel at least like you're able to drill it, right? Is anybody really struggling to finish it in the drills? All right, be a good training partner and tell your partner if like, hey, this isn't really actually, I'm not feeling a choke. You're just neck cranking here. It just kind of hurts, but I don't feel like I'm going to sleep. Like, tell them, because that means they didn't clean up the choke. Okay. I can't feel it all for you and tell you, oh, that's not actually a choke. That's just a neck crank. So next, so that's the back half of the flow, right? So we're gonna do the run the pipe, we're gonna do the pass, we're gonna start coming through, but he's gonna get the underhit. I've got to keep it from building height. I'm gonna commit down as he comes up, straight into the guillotine. Now from here, he's gonna do the late stage escape. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna clean that up a couple of things there. Yeah, you're good. So, did anyone see the two things that Chad did not do?
Maintain his
Dude,
leg
that make-
space after
make-
he rolled.
Say that?
Maintain his leg space after he rolled.
Yes. Did anyone see the other thing? Well, that's what he's saying.
Wrist
Anyone
control?
want to see the other one?
Was it wrist control?
Did he put two hands? Was he grip fighting you with both hands?
He was at the end of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What Chad didn't do, he posted up. He never framed on the knee at all. He just rolled. Okay, go ahead and do this. So what Chad actually did, he just rolled to the back, which can work, but we want to make as much separation with this thing as possible in this situation. Right, so let's be sure to frame on the knee. All right, go ahead and try. Go ahead and finish it. Finish me. Okay. All right, I'm tracking, and not sick to get the other one involved. Start cutting angles. All right. Definitely post on the knee as you commit to your back and continue tracking. It's super important.
So whenever I flipped over, I should have posted on the knee.
Yeah, you never touched me.
Okay.
Or I don't think you did. I didn't feel it.
I didn't.
Could be wrong.
First on.
Does that make sense, everybody? Yeah. We're limiting some of his finishing ability there by just relieving a little bit of pressure, creating a little separation away from his hips, right? And it's going to continue getting better as we roll through and we get his elbow more elevated. Okay. So be sure to do that and let's maintain that as much as possible. Does anyone need to see any of that again? All right, I'd like you to do at least 5 reps of just the guillotine and the guillotine escape. And then once you feel like you're good, I'm gonna let you decide when you feel like you're good. Then put it all together. All 4 things, put it all together. All right, any questions? All right, 1, 2, 3.
In person or? So we're going to late stage.
Like there.
Oh, did you already do the entry to the YouTube? No, you should start here.
Okay,
So, and then you're looking at that pass. And then.
Okay.
I'll play a little bit. Remember?
Maybe I'm sure.
Down on the bottom, when you're coming up out of this, like you're trying to come up out of that pass, you're gonna have to, after you get your deep underhook, you're gonna scissor your legs to try to come up. Does that make sense? Let me show you.
Hey, Chad, let me show you.
And do the pass on me. Hey, y'all, watch this. When they come through for the pass, right? Yeah. So me on the bottom, right? I didn't really demonstrate this. When I get my underhook, okay, my job. You do what you need to do. You get my shoulders. So if you get them. Right. If you mix that up. That's this hand. This hand's on that. This hand's on that. Right. As I'm trying to get up, I'm trying to take my underhook up as I bridge up and I start to flip my legs forward. Okay. That's how you're actually going to get out of that. You see, like if he doesn't take his chin, I didn't say that just then we were doing, I said the last class, but as you on top go for the guillotine, in that transition, you gotta keep your chin on the back, or exactly what just happened there is gonna happen. My head just probably gonna pop out. But all I was trying to emphasize was the bottom. If I get my underhook, that's my lifeline. That's my escape. So like, I'm not waiting for him to drive back into me in a live roll. We are right now, but just so you understand what we're looking to do is as I'm trying to come up, once he get in the drill, he can lock it up, whatever. When I come up though, I'm looking to come up with that underhook. So I've got the steep underhook, and I'm looking to this way, and then sit in my get to my knees. All right, so I didn't really show that, but just so you understand how to react on the bottom, that's how you would react in order to start that sweep from the DK. All right, any questions on that? 1, 2, 3. You get a lot of hearing.
Running the skate through the back.
Yeah. And now you're rolling over that shoulder, Zach.
That's the same size. Oh. Greg always.
Yeah, that's what I want to come over the top of my head with the other.
You got it. You got to drive their shoulder back down to the mat. Everybody, hey, Bates. And it's not just you, but you got to drive their shoulder back down towards the mat once they get that underhook. That makes sense?
Don't you get the wizard?
You can get the wizard if you can, and if not, you can literally just shift your head. To put more body weight on it. Yep. Now commit that left shoulder to the mat. Yep, as he comes up. Yep. Foot over, knees to chest, elbow to pocket. Left elbow to pocket.
It's supposed to be connected to something.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Just his arm? No, that's what I thought.
Yeah, your wrist. Sorry, yeah, I wasn't. Yep, wasn't being specific. Yep.
Yeah, I really understand that.
You know, you can just turn that real quick back. Later.
You just say-
That's it. Their shoulder. I mean, you know, you can do it before you gotta get further in. Just a little bit.
I gotta try to do this.
Go to the
Yeah, you're getting slow and don't you're like, oh, you're getting the shoulder to the rim. But really, yeah, which you think is a little more different.
You know, I don't think.
It always feels so jam on the bottom right there.
This way.
Now, you're reaching. Is what I showed earlier. You didn't think I would.
I'm gonna get some. Get in here with like where I'm clasping down. This is where we try to break that grip right there.
Well, always have. I have a great strength.
Gotta get good as grip fight. I want to hear no.
I'm being here next week.
Shoulders first.
Over
Over
there.
Down,
I got
down.
pretty much great. That one. Ugh.
And now you're gonna let him, you guys let him, you're gonna let him come up. Left shoulder. As he comes up, as he comes up. If he doesn't come up, then dismount, right? Now you can just dismount. He's gonna come up. Yeah. Okay, come on, yeah, knees to chest. Pocket, chin on the back. Yeah. And the last one, because we want to try to get that slip to the hip. Instead of
Good, because I feel like it's barely any good.
I'm still trying to remember.
Does it feel like?
Yeah.
Your turn because it'd be your time to fail.
What's up, Peyton? Okay. How you been, man? How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we doing?
You get him up to speed, please.
Is it just the guillotine we've been doing?
Right now, we're doing the failed knee cut, the were you here the other day? Failed knee cut for the army guillotine, and then they're gonna do the army guillotine. Guys, when you get that underhook, make sure your first priority is getting their shoulder back towards the mat, either with the whizzer or posting your hand out on the mat. And then we're gonna drive our hip, shift our hip down towards the mat.
You got to put your leg over my back. Well,
Otherwise, you're never gonna actually get this.
and then we'll go to Then.
Other foot needs to move.
This one?
Mine?
No, it's not right.
If your feet are reversed. Like, hold on. No,
Try to get in the house to get him.
No, you're good. Sorry. You're doing my bad side.
And then I got to keep it great.
I think it's because it's jumping over my eye leg.
Let me see that,
Yeah, that's it. Mhm. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was messing up.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, there we go.
One thing about the out.
Oh, no.
Left, you like to have it spin.
There we go. How are we doing that?
Yes.
That's first. Every time I go into you, go. Mess me up.
The elbow sitting inside and going over, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Something felt weird.
I took my knee out that time. Last time it was hard. Kicked
My
my
feet was falling there weird when we rolled. So it feels easier to just make sure wipe that shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so cool.
It's okay, I've been there.
Wait,
Don't worry.
how do we keep doing
Chad
that?
will have to cut it out opposition tonight. He's got bigger problems doing it.
JC,
What's that?
some reason when, he rolls over,
She just rolls.
staying on top of it.
Right? Or is there a step?
Let me see.
Yeah.
He's on.
That's all.
It can hurt.
What's going on?
So
You're not rolling rolls or what's that?
you're not rolling wrong, but she's able to follow you so easily because you're not pushing on the knee and keeping that contact.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
you gotta assume that they're gonna try to follow you.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I forgot about that.
I've never done that escape, so
Oh, you haven't done it?
Okay, like we went over it, but he didn't. Yeah, he told us if you didn't know.
Chad, do the late stage escape real quick, please. He has it seen it.
Escape.
Yeah, Hayden has it seen it.
That's one. Try to bring a leg over. So escape. No post here.
Okay.
Keep in contact.
This hand. Grip, break it. Keep pressure on the body. Coming up.
When he rolls, he's maintaining contact with that knee until he gets this thumb on the inside of the grips, and then he can start working both hands in and cutting ankles with his body.
Major plans. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not tired. Not there.
Hey, run the let's run the whole flow now. And then I'm gonna give you one new thing that is totally optional. If you feel like you've already hit your information limit for the day that you're gonna work on. Um,
And that's better than mine.
Really not even trying to grip that hard. Try and get your foot to them.
Yeah.
It's got strong hands.
That makes more sense.
all right. Yeah, everybody get 3 of the whole flow, and then let's line back up. I'm gonna give you, if you want something new, I'm gonna give you something new. If not, y'all can roll.
Yeah, now you can get that second hand involved.
Yeah.
That's a lot better. Chad's favorite position. Bottom.
Give it to me. And then later, I'm gonna get out of the bottom. I haven't had been able to get out for like the last 2 weeks. Yeah. So. He's armbar me every which way somebody can be arm bars.
Well,
Right.
You started escaping my arm bars. I'm like, I can't have this.
I made him up his arm bar.
But that one, you did that.
I got that pretty lazy.
And comes along.
I love it. I'm being better.
Are you?
You made
It's gonna get easier.
No.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
This is regular. It's the environment.
First off, you didn't know I'm driving my BP, right there on the notch.
I think you did 2 things wrong. One, you shot across, and second one, you had your head behind it and not going over.
I don't like that. Take that.
I know, you should keep practicing. It'll get easier. We could even do it for hours.
Better stuff to do.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah, I want
that.
I can't hear.
Did we almost hit you?
They're not very long.
You gotta follow it through.
That's.
Well, as you said, the question is,
You also have to stop.
Not so much so long. Oh, okay, yeah, absolutely, that's it, Bill.
Here. Try to finish it. Here. Alright, so. Hold that, hold that. Hold it on my hips. Like that. There you go. Now the grip's there. Now come up immediately. You give me time to come up. Yes. I feel like I can.
I would.
Yeah, that is.
All right, we're done.
Hey, if you missed that class, finishing mechanics, arm and guillotine, thumb, middle finger, the knot to the wrist, and then we're rolling it up. Like there's two sides.
All
That's exactly how you want to follow that. If they're not as low, and yeah, you can track that on that drive. And this is just be a fire.
I'm just saying this.
I think it's the difference is that when you do like stick your head on the inside and not down.
All right, finish your current rep and we'll go elsewhere. Hey man.
I don't know, but I got better at it. As long as I'm not getting choked.
All right, y'all. Who would like to see? Who would not like anything new today? Because it is 6:30. So
I don't want nothing.
if you're done,
No.
you're done. That's totally fine. If you're not done, I'm gonna give you something new. If you are done, go over here and you can start the clock and start rolling. All right. For those of you who want one more new thing, I'm gonna give you one new thing.
Love you shit. I know what
My brain can't hold it right now.
Yeah, and y'all finish all these classes because it's like.
Yeah, I'm ready
You
for
have an opportunity to get
something.
it.
Yeah.
So we'll do this again. As we get better. Okay. All right, so let's start side control.
Sorry, one.
Okay. So we've done several passes this, or at least a couple passes this side, right? Be there, no pressure. If you're overloaded, you're
Oh,
not,
I know.
you're not gonna upset me at all. If you don't wanna.
I'll just watch it.
I just know several of them have been at every single class. I'm wondering if you had something new. All right. So side control, we've done a couple of we did X pass. Now we've done knee cuts. So we have a couple pass. You guys should have a couple pass to side control, right? So we're gonna start in this position where I've got my underhook cross face. And first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be setting up an arm triangle for a sub. So the goal of the arm triangle is I want to get his elbow elevated above his head. All right, so first thing, it's gonna be easier to get from out. So the first thing we're gonna do is with my crossface underhook, I'm going to kind of lean my hip to one side so that I can cut my knee up. You all right? That's sounding me.
Y'all couldn't hear it, but I made like a sound.
It's like a sign.
It's like a little whimper coming from its lungs. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna like to do is, y'all seen this before, right? This little we did this a few weeks ago when we
I need an elbow.
we're gonna take our rear elbow, and now we're gonna try to replace our hand on the mat with our knee as we shift up, right? The same thing, so I'm coming here, and as I'm already trying to make something a bit deeper, now I just need to control whack my foot to secure it on, right? As I do this, I'm still gonna try to make this something even deeper. Okay, so now, if I don't get it all the way up like I did, that's fine. We know how to elevate these now, right? Spider walk, spider walk, and forward. Once I have his elbow elevated above his head, my cross face arm is gonna look to grip the armpit, and I'm gonna drop my head down into the tricep. And now I'm gonna start moving my head into his head as I also try to move my head down towards the mat. So it's almost like I'm trying to take my head under the earth where his head is, right under the mat. So now, gonna go palm to palm, give a grip. Now I'm gonna start this one. So I'm going to camp out. Windshield wipe my feet out, face, because I don't want to get swept here. I'm still tracking him. I've got my knee on him, but now I want to sprawl this back hip out. And then what I'm going to look to do is take my left elbow and drive it or retract it towards my shoulder. Okay. I'm not looking to like pull back as much as I'm looking to try to take my elbow back towards my shoulder, if that makes sense. It's like it's a retraction. So I'm gonna skip all that and just go straight to mechanics one more time. I'm looking to get his elbow trapped above his head. I'm gonna cup the armpit. I'm gonna put my ear right there in his arm and start driving my head into his head and then down towards the mat. I'm gonna gable grip. I'm gonna keep all this the same. I'm gonna windshield wipe my foot to the outside, dismount, sprawl the hip. Now lastly, I'm gonna retract as I'm driving my head where I should. I'm also gonna retract my elbow toward my shoulder. Right? That's mechanically. Almost like I'm doing a scapular retract.
You're maintaining the downward pressure on the
With my head.
tricep the whole time you dismount.
Yes. Yes. So back here. There. I'm here. I get my head driving sideways and down. I lock my gable grip. I windshield wipe here. And now I'm driving constantly. I'm going this way. Head's going down and side and to the side and down towards the mat. Here, sprawl, or elbow retraction. Okay, that's it. You okay? Yeah, that one's it's like a scapular retraction. You know,
Good.
I'm talking about that.
You are so deep, they're already like.
Yeah, that's it. Feel free to drill it or feel free to. We're gonna do it again. You'll do it again tomorrow at class, and then we'll do it again probably Monday and do it also defense too. But if anybody have a question on that, it's also on camera. I sent something at WhatsApp earlier.
I saw that.
What's that?
About the website.
Yeah, so that app or that website is called School with a K, SKOOL. That's gonna be, you're gonna hear a lot about that app from now on because I'm putting everything. Like, y'all ask me a question in open mat, I'm just gonna film the answer and put it in there so that other people got the same questions. Right, so I wanna make sure like, as new people are joining, they're gonna have some of the same questions y'all had. So when they ask me a question, be like, you can show them, of course, but you can also be like, and there's a video of the school, and they can just search for it. It's gonna be really searchable. Plus, all the classes are in there because we record every single class. So it's free for all members. So, and we're gonna put some other stuff in there over time. But right now, all class videos go in there, and then I'm gonna start videoing and answering if y'all ask me something there from that. Please give me some feedback on that though, if you have ideas for it. There's like discussion forums in there and stuff like you can chat about different stuff, keeping it kind of topic based. It's probably a little better organized than WhatsApp. I just want to like try to take all the knowledge and save it somewhere. That's all there. We have a history of it all. For new people, if you want to refer back to it next year, if you forgot something, like it'll still be there.